connected? Something happening? I'm not really sure if I'm doing all of this right. Am I missing some steps? Oh, look at that. I got two instances of the live stream chilling out. This will take some getting used to. Hopefully I don't mess this up. That'll be my first try. I'm pretty sure I'll have this working out okay. So I'll just minimize that. Have this. Got the editor. Alright. Looks like I'm live. That's the first thing that I want to do. Alright, so the final thing that I need to do for the art pass on this level, outside of making sure that I don't use this giant wood texture, because that was causing some weird confusion. This really just needs to be a brush back here. I probably shouldn't even be using these meshes like this. But one of the things I have to be concerned about when it comes to the way I'm doing this with the lighting and stuff is that lighting bleeds right into the scene. So I have to kind of make sure that there's sort of ways to prevent. I wonder what this is. So I guess you'll see when people like comment on the Steemit post. If you go to the Steemit post that's in the link, you'll be able to upvote me, and I'll like every once in a while I'll refresh it, and that's basically that is donations. Every upvote on Steemit is a donation. So like I'll be able to just like check, and there's like no overhead, there's no complicatedness other than getting a Steemit account, obviously. But like it's really pretty badass, and it's not uncommon that I do actually earn money on those posts. So that'll be pretty interesting to watch. All right, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So if I don't have some kind of a roof over top of interior spaces for the light to get to hit something, then it creates a scenario where like the light just kind of like bleeds into the scene and causes like visual errors that are unattractive. So that's why I kind of have these like big wooden blocks. um, they never render because of the way that Unreal these things up here never actually render unless you somehow manage to figure out how to get up here. But one of the things that I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to be putting blocking volumes in, and one of the things that's going to happen is that there's going to be basically a blocking volume that just goes over top of all of this. Because later on in the game, and I have to be prepared for this, later on in the game, the player will have access to a jetpack and double jumping and stuff like that. It's part of the AP module setup and stuff like that. Here, it's actually marked in the inventory. Another thing I'm doing tonight is making that look like a shotgun. Um, yeah, you see AP module and ability. So like, I have that stuff kind of hooked up already, but I'm pushing it off for later because it's not gonna come until later in the game anyway. But like, you get you can equip an ability, and then it'll be kind of like an ultimate in Overwatch or something, right? Or maybe something that you can use a little bit more often. But your AP like builds up, and then once it's high enough, you can then use some kind of an ability. Now it can be any like all kinds of stuff like a grappling hook. It could be anything from like a grappling hook to like I don't know, calling down like a missile from the sky, which won't work if you're in an interior space, so it's not very useful for that. Or it can like, you can like shoot some kind of a super projectile that's like super damaging, or stuff like that. It's kind of weird stuff. Just abilities. You could put a thing on the ground that like heals you, and if you're playing in co-op, which I'm not supporting right away, but if you do have co-op, then you'll have like a way to like heal your friends and stuff. Will have a pretty big effect on the balance of the game. Uh, there's no doubt in my mind about that. So let's see. The first thing I need to do is be thinking about this space back here. Alright, so I want to have a wall that's on the sides here. I might have something that's kind of simple, but let me at least fill in all of the really simple stuff. Because a lot of these, one of the reasons why I really like using meshes is that it makes some part of this fairly straightforward, where you could just be like, okay, that's, oh no, but I gotta rotate them all. That's not so bad. Select them all. Did it work? No, it didn't. How about, oh, that would have been so cool. Or maybe it didn't copy it properly. Yeah, let me see. Okay. All right. Oops, that's got to be upside down. All right. So green's facing up, red's facing to the left. Right. Right click, copy, paste. It should have worked. Why didn't it work? Strange. It's kind of strange because sometimes you can kind of tell when devs kind of like start off, like the first assets they make for the game aren't quite as high quality as the stuff that I can already kind of see that happening. Like the stuff that I just recently created is a little bit better quality wise than the stuff that I created before, which was more inspired by this game called Intrude, which is like, I saw this game. It's called Intrude. It's a first-person shooter. It's a Wolfenstein clone, and I've mentioned it before. But like, um, it's like it's got this like really cool art style to it that I just totally dig. And that's kind of what these like wall texture, these wall material, wall voxels are kind of looking like. They kind of have that style to it, but the stuff outside is closer to something you'd see in Doom. In fact, I've commented multiple times now where I genuinely just feel like I'm making Doom WOD when I'm making this game, which is an understatement because it has guns and monsters and stuff. Like Doom WODs don't usually involve like making a new first-person shooter. So you can already kind of see the light kind of bleeding through the ceiling. But I can go ahead and I can like just get some ceiling in here and I'll tweak it how it needs to be tweaked. Where's the ceiling? Because I got some ceiling thing, I got some floors. I'm just going to plop in whatever ceiling works. Yeah, you see how like you have these like weird edges and stuff like that? That goes away. For the most part, once you start putting in these blockers for the light up top. So I'm gonna try and hopefully, well, actually, one of the things that's really cool about tonight is that if I'm successful at getting this area arted out, and then I can try and like tweak things a little bit more, what's going to be neat about this is that it kind of marks me being able to set my focus on other things, sound, music, polish details, so that I can make this demo look really, increase the quality of the way the demo currently looks. Um, yeah, so that I can like kind of get like monsters in and stuff. Like one of the things right now is that when you see the monsters, and when I fire the gun, you don't hear any sound, right? Like that guy's supposed to like have when he's firing at me like that, you're supposed to hear and like you're supposed to see like a big muzzle flash, and he's supposed to be kind of a dude like holding the fucking chain gun like this, and you know what I mean? Like none of that stuff is being conveyed at all, and like that stuff matters a lot for how the game feels. So this pretty much marks the the first point in time where I'm going to be able to focus on that kind of stuff, because um, I now have the first two areas in the game arted out. Now I do have some concerns as far as like the way the textures look, like repetitive and stuff. It's something that keeps coming up. There's actually a couple of complaints that keep coming up that I've noticed. One is that the materials look kind of generic, like it looks kind of like a voxel game. There's not much I can well, that's not true, but I mean it's intended to be a voxel game. But Unreal has this like really amazing material system, right? So like with this really amazing material system, I could probably get away with doing like all kinds of really crazy stuff. I can like have it like shade the edges or do all kinds of stuff. I know Gearbox recently released a video where they were like showing off something that might look cool in Borderlands. Like they didn't say that they had another Borderlands in the works or that it would look that way, but they showed off this like crazy ass material that did this like really awesome shading to make it look that way. Like that's the same engine, right? The material system is just phenomenal. So uh, I'm almost guaranteeing that there's some kind of really cool and creative material that I can place on all of these things that would give it some kind of a weird stylistic edge that's not usually found in other voxel games. Like this game could be a voxel game, but it can be like it can be unique in how it's stylized, just because of that alone. So anyway, why is this? Alright, got that replaced. Yeah, I want this to actually be a doorway, so let's get rid of that. What this thing is right here is the exit to the level. Well, it's one of the exits. Like, it's basically what this thing does is it loads you to the Hub 01 level, which is the Firelink Shrine of this game. In other words, like this is the first time, like after you finish this intro part and you beat this battle sequence over here, right? After you beat this battle, you can now like see how this is like a battle thingy that you walk up to, and like once you defeat that, you get to go into this door here that's marked with the same thing, and this will be the first time you get to visit your home point place where you're actually able to kind of like set up shop and do crafting. Like it's already in the game and stuff. Like I already have that stuff in there. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh yeah, there was a thingy over here. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Let's see. I know that I want to have this kind of come out this way. I might grab some assets from that from the other from the level that you go to, like just so I can kind of like keep things a little bit simpler. Why aren't these 90s? That bothers me. You know what? That bugs the shit out of me. Why is it like... Isn't there a grid? What's happening here? Floating point precision? Am I gonna have to type in everything manually? Alright. Fuck that. I'm copying this. You know, no, this is one of those things where like nobody else would ever notice it while they're playing the game, but like it hurts my soul. Alright, yeah. Is this shit going on with all these? Oh god. Alright, alright. I'll just be able to select. Alright. Negative 90. Alright. 0, because whatever the fuck. Oh, I reversed it. Oh, and as soon as I rotated it. Really, Unreal Engine? Is this really a thing? You know what this reminds me of? When you when you have like a Bitcoin wallet and like you try to extract everything out of it, and then there's like zero zero point zero 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 Bitcoin left in the wallet. Like it couldn't transfer that last one, and it's like worth 1/100th of a cent or something like that. But it doesn't matter. It's still there. All right, get this shit. Whatever the fuck numbers are being generated by this shit. Alright. Oh, I gotta watch my mouth. I can't curse. It'll get demonetized. Wait, never mind. I'm not monetizing my videos anyway. I just want to Steam it. Alright. How is this a thing, man? Maybe I should just let it go. I should just let it go. So one of the things I want to do tonight on stream is make some fun one-time named items. Like one of the things in Dark Souls that's really enjoyable is the named items. The you know, you just got a shit ton of them. You find like you just go everywhere. Practically every corpse in the game will give you some unique item with some kind of like cool thing about it. And they're just everywhere. I mean I can't go that far, but with the system I have in place I can go pretty far with it. I can do an awful lot. So let's see. I'm trying to think. Maybe the problem here that I want to solve. Alright, I could just put that there and then I can have a trim. How is this trim gonna look though? Maybe I might have to make a new asset for this part. Otherwise, I'm not really quite sure how I want to fill that out. So I might have to like try and maybe try something different, maybe, I don't know. Where is he trims? Okay, here we go. Let's try this guy. Alright, it's not quite tall enough. Well, one of the things actually I did find out is like when you're working with the voxels, you can kind of get away with resizing things and look, hey, nobody will notice or care that it was slightly resized. Um, it's inefficient for collision. At least I remember it being pretty inefficient for collision on the Unreal 3 engine. But in Unreal 4, um, I think it's probably, well, pretty much everything on this engine is just practically magic. I'm not really sure how they managed to make this thing so good. It is that amazing that, like, they've probably optimized it to some insane degree that I can resize things all I want and it won't have like any effects. Of course, if I'm making a game that's primarily for PC, it doesn't those kinds of limitations don't usually come into play because most people can run things pretty well with even a decent rig. Uh, it's usually when it comes to porting to consoles that's when you start seeing problems with memory and stuff like that, and you have to actually be really careful. Um, which is, I don't think that, I mean, if I have that problem, I'll be glad to solve it. If I have the problem where it's like, damn, if only I can get this on PS3, 4, sorry, 4. Let's see. Oh man, no upvotes on Steam. I was actually usually my posts get like a few upvotes or something like that, but I don't know. People might react a little bit differently when it comes to posting something that's like a hey, I'm live streaming right now. Those probably don't get clicks, and also too there's no pictures or anything like that. Oh, that's what I should have did. I should have put a picture. I should have grabbed like a screenshot of the editor or something like that and just like plopped that down as the first thing. It's not too late, but I'll worry about it later. This isn't the first time I'm gonna do this. Actually, I'm gonna be streaming pretty much every day, maybe for a really long time, because I work like this all the time, and I might as well. I might as well be streaming it. Why not? Might as well. Alright, that's lined up. I'm just going to ignore the floating point precision mess that's going on. What happened, Grid? Grid, you're failing. You're failing me. Rotation Grid. Oh my god. 179.998. Um, yeah. It's just not perfect. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be streaming this. Now everybody knows that this mesh was rotated by 90.001. This is a mess. I gotta hide my face. I'd be surprised if I see somebody jump in. I wonder if you know what's probably gonna happen with Steemit is there'll be like upvotes after, like once I post the video link of the live stream. I'm pretty sure my voice is coming through. Also, too, shit, I forgot music. I know exactly what I'm gonna do too as well. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Some music in here. No. Alright. I was listening to this and it was quite inspirational. Doom OST full soundtrack.
Spelled on the side of a coffee cup without ever stepping inside a coffee shop.
Too many commercials. That is loud. Actually, I didn't bother to check EQ. I figure if my voice at least comes in louder than the music, then it should be okay. Just like have it sort of like in the middle. Alright. Yeah. Doom 2016 soundtrack. Hell yeah. Okay. It's pretty loud. I'll err on the side of like maybe just a little bit too low, just in case. Alright. So intense. Alright. I gotta be able to hear my own voice over my headphones. It's kind of weird. Kind of fucks with me a little bit if I can't hear my own voice. I start yelling or something. Or I'll be watching like a recording of myself and like I couldn't hear my own voice, so I started yelling. I started sounding like I couldn't hear myself. Like I was going deaf. Alright, that's Z fighting, but it's kind of an interesting idea to have some kind of like a thing up here. Let's see. Thinking. I don't know. Let's see. Alright. I'm going to save all this, and I'm going to go to the next level. And I'm going to grab some assets. What's up?
You said you could hear yourself?
I can hear myself. If I can't hear... What's that?
You could just pause your stream.
Oh. Well, no. I need to be able to hear my own voice in my headphones. And if I lower the volume here, it makes it so that I can't hear my own voice. So it's weird. Are you watching the stream? Are you able to hear the music?
There's like a 30-second delay.
Oh.
Check censored the music after.
Yeah, let me know if the music sounds like, if it's balanced. Alright. I wonder if this kind of got me thinking maybe the live stream isn't coming through or something like that. Anyway, what I gotta do is grabbing this, grabbing this, grabbing this, grabbing this. Death's Peak. So this is like basically like a message that floats in front of a door to kind of let you know that you're going to be like exiting into another area. So now that I got that stuff copied, I'm going to paste. The hell is, where's the paste here? Do I have to select a brush or something? Oh, I think I might be getting my engines mixed up or something. Paste. Alright. I think that's evolution actually, where I can do paste here. Some Doom music is pretty low. And then it'll get super loud. Alright. So basically, when you go into this volume, that's when it activates this. So what you have to do is you kind of walk into it. Now you can, it's a little weird right now where like you can walk into it and it doesn't like activate. The door doesn't like fully open and you exit. Like you can just instantly exit the level if you want. You don't even have to wait for the door. Alright, so this is called the Forgotten Bulwark. What a weird name. Alright, hold on. I gotta make sure 100% that I'm spelling bulwark correctly. 2 L's. 1 L. Alright. Alright, the Forgotten Bulwark. You see how the light bleeds in? This will just never be right. Alright, I'm gonna put some stone down here. Is nothing ever on the grid? What I mean, what do you gotta do? I want to have stone kind of like this will be metal. I could do something cute where it's like a jump down. If I do like a jump down, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the first level in Doom 64, where it's like kind of just, you know, you have those couple cages, you know, couple handgun guys in cages. All right, maybe I could do something sort of weird like that, but I'm kind of wondering if maybe this should just be a flat wall right here. Because it's kind of interesting. I mean, the purpose of this is sort of like just a transition, really. But it does need to have some space so that I can do some story conveyance, conveying the storyline. So this area, I'm thinking we'll have like a poster on the wall. It's like says something really contradictory. So the idea behind the storyline is that you're sort of like trapped in this weird opposite world while you were visiting a very large facility, sort of Black Mesa-esque, massive like facility just filled with all kinds of like scientific experiments, but something went wrong. You got separated from your buddies. When you were traveling to the location, you were just like a lowly security guard of some sort. And like everything is opposite of what it should be in reality. So like the game is constantly saying like, you know, you should be safe here. You know, danger means safety, and safety means danger. And like you're just gonna see sort of like caution, dry floor signs. You know, like instead of a wet floor sign where they warn you, like it'll be like caution, the floor's dry, like everything's backwards, and like everything's trying to kill you, but it kind of just keeps doing that, and it's sort of like this thing where it's sort of not taking itself too seriously, and kind of makes like this is the safest facility in the entire world, and like you literally just like watch like you just walk into a room with like people like hanging from the fucking ceiling and shit, like just blood everywhere, and it's totally fucked up. There's zombies sort of like they just want free hugs, but they don't really, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of the idea, and how it's done is going to matter more than the idea itself. But like the concept is like it turns out that, well, I mean, it's major spoilers, but whatever. It turns out that you were actually the bad guy the entire time, and you were just viewing the entire world from a mirror. So like you are the last boss. You're the reason the facility fucking went haywire. In other words, like all the zombies were actually just people. But like, and the security guards that were coming after you and they were trying to kill you and they all look like zombies, like something happened where you were shifted into this alternate reality, and then you just start murdering everybody, and the entire game is like sort of fucking with you and saying like everything is the opposite. But it turns out that like at the end you are the villain, and you are the reason why everybody in the facility and everything fucking went destroyed, you know, was destroyed, and they were defending themselves. So that's why the game gets harder and harder, because as they were defending themselves, they started using better and better weapons and stuff. But you basically just killed them anyway. So it's like you know, what would happen if Black Mesa, if like Gordon Freeman from Black Mesa and Half-Life was, and the, you know, like the G-Man was trying to stop you, and like the Black Mesa facility actually was really well done, like super secure, and they had everything set up, but there was just this one thing that just like fucked with one person's alternate reality, and now all of a sudden that person just literally decimates the entire facility, and there's like people trying to escape that they don't look like they're trying to escape, and it's like really fucked up and twisted, and like, yeah, so like that's the idea. So like it's like all these like signs that you see are telling you the opposite. It's like caution, wet floor, or like it's a hotel. But to you, it just looks like a fucked up prison where there was just people being like murdered in their cells and shit. But really, it's like, so it's just really fucking weird. I don't know. Alright, so I gotta get this part right here. Now I might be able to just... What if I do... Make you sideways? Make you sideways. Can I go like that? Yeah, alright. And then I can... Yeah, I can kind of like fudge this a little bit where it's like... Well, I mean, it's always like that when you're arting stuff out. What's up? Oh, there's fireworks outside? As Canada is having a birthday, and it's a 150-year birthday in Canada. Saw fireworks and a drone show. Saw fireworks and a drone show like last night. The drone show is really cool. It's the first time I've ever really seen anything like that. It was using Swarm AI or something along those lines for like positional data so that they can reference where they all are in space. It's kind of weird to be able to do that with the technology, but I mean once drones are capable of doing stuff like that, then you have the ability to navigate real spaces as though it's just like an AI in a video game. But they're just using each other for positional data, I imagine. Nothing really super complicated. Even still, regardless, there's a lot of interesting prospects when investigating something like that. Yeah, I can kind of make this whole area look a little bit more open. Whoa. And then so next stream will be at around, God, his cars are loud. Was that a motorcycle? What happened?
Some guy just peed on the pole down there where the...
There's a guy peeing on the... Well, he peed on the...
There's a bunch of drunk people on the road.
No. I guess Canada's birthday has a lot of drunk people, and there's a dude just like peeing on a pole. That's great. I should probably elaborate on that. It's probably more interesting than what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah. But that's really all I know at the moment. Alright, I'm gonna put a brush to over top of this. I hate working with the brushes in this tech. Actually, I had a conversation with Alley Cat recently about the brushes. And one of the things that was brought up was that brushes is that you can actually use local space when manipulating the brushes. But that's when I realized that you can use local space when you're working with brushes, sure. So like if I rotate this, you see how the widget is going in this direction. But now, here's the problem. Let's see if it's still a thing. Alright, there you go. You cannot manipulate multiple vertices at the same. You can't do that. So like now, if I ever want to modify these vertices, now that I've built this object on a local grid, is it allowing me to do it? No, that actually looks correct. So the widget is just showing me the widget doesn't look like it's correct though. Alright, they've improved the brushes a hell of a lot. Maybe I should probably have stopped shitting on the brushes from a pretty long time. It's just, to me, if you can just use meshes anyway, meshes are still superior, but the fact that you can actually use brushes this way does actually make a pretty big difference. Let me see this. I mean, it would be nice if the widget was fucking accurate. That's the thing, though. Like anytime you fuck with brushes in this engine, like not only is it not a very efficient in general, but it also, there's always like little shit like this. Like, oh, okay, it's working, but like, why isn't it? Oh, wait, it's showing it correctly now. Showing it correctly now. Of course, you can, where is it? Center the origin? Where are you? Center origin. Pivot. Alright, set pivot to, not here. Center on selection. Alright. See, the thing is, though, is like, why does the pivot even... Wait, what? Why does the pivot even exist? There's no reason for there to ever be a pivot. Why do I care where the pivot is on a brush? Like, just hide the damn thing. Like, make it go away. Like, is there a reason why the pivot exists? I'm gonna crap all over the brushes, actually. I mean, there's... The fact that they fixed this, though, actually is kind of impressive. I do like that the ability to like work in a local grid. I also they made it so that you don't have to recompile every time you change a brush. Like you move a brush a little tiny bit. Wait, hold on a second. Why can't I line that up? I guess I gotta go a smaller grid. It's like one off. Just take them out of the game. Take the brushes out of the fucking engine. Just delete them. There's no reason for these things. Other than what I'm about to do right now. Alright, I'm gonna use a brush. Yes, actually. I'm going to use a brush. But it's just going to be for the sole purpose of just not, you know, sticking a whole bunch. I could probably just grab one of these and just scale it. That's probably better. The only thing is that it's like, yeah, fuck it. It's probably better to do it this way. It would be 25, wouldn't it? Let me do 50. It's a little excessive. Yeah, let me do 25. 25. Alright, that should give me a pretty decent amount of leeway. Just line that shit up. Is it like one off or anything like that? Let me snap this to the grid. Transform. Snap to grid. Control N. I should probably memorize that and just do Control N because I use that all the time. Alright. See, the thing about these regular brushes, or not brushes, meshes, is that if you look at them in wireframe, they're a little bit less efficient than, yeah, they're a little bit less efficient than an actual cube. Then again, who knows how? The brushes are probably very efficient. There's no denying that. Like, you really can't get around that. I can almost guarantee you that the brushes are extraordinarily efficient for what they need to be. Okay, so you, green, you're going to be 5, and you're going to be 25. Now, I don't have to worry about light map data because I'm not using light maps for this. That is an atrocity, but it is necessary. Maybe just for good measure, I'll put it on the other side as well. But just in case I decide to do day-night cycles or some shit. That way I can just save myself the trouble in the future. Alright. So, now the lighting's more even down here. See? Now, one thing I probably should be doing is at least, like, try and, like, get a post-processing volume for interior spaces versus outside and stuff like that. Ah, I made a couple of cents. A couple pennies. A couple pennies of steam. Oh wait, what's this? How's it going, Ben? Alright, let's see. Alright, so I got kind of a neat space down here. Now I want to figure out how I want to do this. Should I've considered multiple times now doing like a regular staircase, but I've been doing ramps instead. Um, I mean, this is about as close to a staircase as I've gotten, but um, I mean, it's not a bad thing to do stairs. Just I kind of like the ramps, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do the ramps again. I'm probably gonna do something similar to what I just did here, but kind of get into this. Try and turn the lighting. See, I like this, and then I can kind of like figure out like some kind of have some kind of like, oh yeah, all right, I got this. Like have the floor kind of go underneath. Oops, let me increase the grid. So like I can be like that, right? And then I could be like this. Right. Okay, so I got that. Right. But I don't want this to be that kind of ramp. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this, make sure it's the correct scale. And then alright, so I'm gonna be like, alright, so red, you're gonna be 0.6. Just a little bit of Z fighting going on right here. So I'm gonna go down to 10 and be like, just point, not that. Pull this out just a little bit. Is 10 enough? Alright. Now I got this. Alright, I got that. Are you Z fighting over here? Fuck. Five. Yeah, I gotta choose one Z fight over the other. Not today. 0.8. Squish. Sometimes to avoid Z fighting, you gotta do weird stuff. Although I'm not really sure if this is necessarily worth it. I don't like it when players can see cracks in the world. I feel like I'm committing a sin. I am committing a sin, but it's a sin that's like 2 units wide. Alright, that solved the Z fighting. And then I'm gonna copy this. Oh god, get out of the fucking one grid. Because yeah, I don't want to be there. Alright, so I got this. Moved you to about here. And I'm gonna -1 you. So now you are flipped. I want to get this just right. Get you down to 5. This might actually be a problem I can't solve. Yeah, I don't think I can solve that, actually. Not. Yeah, you know what? I might actually just do a staircase. Just have it be something that just lines up perfectly. I'll have to figure it out, like the exact size that I want, but I think that's about, I don't know, I'll have to, maybe if I do one step at a time, because that's one of the things that's kind of nice about voxels is you can do one step. You can do one voxel step, and you can have a bunch of them. But for now, I want to try. $90. Alright. And I'm probably. I wonder if I should just replace these with the other wall piece. No, that's not the wall piece, although that does kind of look cool. Where are you at, wall piece? Wall large bricks? 2. Now that actually Z fights with that. End up fighting with Z's. I'm fighting Z's. But maybe on this side right here, like on this and this, would be better. Try to replace the wrong thing. Yeah, I mean it looks better with the bricks. So like, kind of have this weird space. I have to probably plop some lighting in. So the lights are located in entities, lights, and I am going to just have some ceiling lights lined up. So it'll be like one here. I probably have to accompany that light with another light. Then a non-shadow caster to sort of fake bounce. Alright. So for this space here, I'm going to want a couple of wall pillar pieces. So like, maybe kind of have these in a little bit. Now, do I want it on the corner like that? Or would I prefer it more like that? Let's see how it looks on both sides. Now that I know that this is like this, I kind of want to have that centered. Okay. Ben Stanley sounds familiar. Do I know you? I've probably seen your comments before. Yeah, I think that's right. Actually, I should probably go over the comments. There's been a bunch of new ones. I could probably save them for a separate video though, because I don't know, like, I'm not really sure, like, how popular the streaming, like, how many people will actually watch the streams. So I might just do like a separate video for responding to feedback and stuff like that. Although I have been getting quite a bit of feedback, a lot of stuff, even not just on Discord and stuff like that. I'll do a little bit better at promoting the stream tomorrow, because I'm gonna be streaming pretty much every day. I guess not actually just pretty much. I'm gonna be streaming every day. From 3 to 6 on average. EST. Tonight I'm streaming late though. I'm streaming later than I will normally be streaming. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm gonna do once I get this, because I think this is almost like, this is getting kind of close to where I want it to be, and then I'm gonna be doing a lot of tweaking. For example, right now there's nothing to modify. I can modify these lights. I need some like editable variables so that I can change the brightness of the lights. It's really easy to hook that stuff up. I should probably just go ahead and do it. That way I can mess with these and it won't, like, I won't have to actually drop like additional lights or stuff like that. So this will all be in construction. Alright, so I won't need the view part, because the core things that I have in place right now are a point light and a spotlight, and they're both disabled by default. Both of them. Right, so that's my light entity for doing all that kind of stuff. So like, what I need is the ability to have ways to, like, when I select the light that's placed in the world, I need the ability to like change how bright the point is and how bright the spot is. And I think, fuck it, I'm just gonna do that right now, because it's kind of necessary that I have that kind of functionality at the moment. Like, it's a little bit too obvious. Alright, so like, I'm gonna be like, how do I want to do this? I think I just need attenuation radius. Alright, so let me see what I can modify on these things. I guess it would be intensity, attenuation radius would be the two main ones. Really, and color. Right? So like, intensity. So intensity, there it is. That's the point light. New intensity, 0. There it is. Best functionality ever. Let's see, and what else do I need? I need attenuation. Attenuation radius, also 0. It's gonna be the best light. This is gonna be the best light ever made. It's gonna be the center of the universe. I don't know. I'm enjoying my own stream. Color. All right, color. Set light color. And this one's a little bit different, but all right. So if I hook this up, it will be quite catastrophic. But basically, what I need is point intensity. So I'm gonna promote these. Yeah, I'm gonna promote these variables. For some reason, I kind of paused for a second, thinking that make them editable. That I can like modify. Oh damn it! What was I thinking? Ah man, sometimes my mind goes faster than my mouth, and I'm already done. I'm on the next thing, and I forgot the fuck what I was talking about. All right. Make sure you are the point underscore intensity. Alright, I have to specify if it's the point light or not. Otherwise, there will be other problems. So I'm going to promote this variable, and you are going to be the point underscore radius, because my mind for some reason paused on that. That didn't make any sense. And then you are going to be color. Alright, so like this is actually a really straightforward thing that I probably should have just did when I first created these, but feels a little bit scattered because I'm trying to get so much done in such a short amount of time. Hopefully I can be able to actually show this off to Epic and see about getting some kind of grant. I'm going to apply for the grant, if that's even a thing. I'm pretty sure that there aren't too many people who are just like outright making a first-person shooter. Maybe there are. There probably are, and they probably have like a team. But like I'm solo doing this, so I don't know if that makes it better or worse. I think it's more of a feat if it can be finished, which I guess by itself is kind of a cool thing. Okay, so by default you have to be white, which you're probably going to be black. Let me compile this. Yeah, you're black by default. I'll make you white. Sounds alright. Oh, and you probably want to make sure that you're 100%. Uh-oh. Okay. Whew, sometimes the engine, man. Alright. Actually, this engine has been really good lately. Outside of the projects that it's eaten in the past. Two of which were my fault, and one of which I think it was the engine's fault, but was still technically my fault. Okay, this has actually been pretty smooth, but I don't want to jinx it. So attenuation radius is 1000 by default. Gotta make sure that you were 1000 by default, so that I'm not like fucking shit up. And then point intensity. I don't know, for some reason anything lower than 12,000 doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. So that's I got this light hooked up now. Alright, so the point light's now hooked up, and I probably broke everything else in the process. Okay, so now I can select this, and I'm only seeing point intensity because these aren't editable. Why? Alright, got this. Alright. Okay, so I'm not going to be modifying intensity. I might be modifying radius. No. No. Oh, wait. Actually, there's one more. What is going on? There's turkeys out there? Or people that sound like turkeys? Canada, what the hell are you doing? You're turning your civilians into turkeys. I guess it's extremely drunk people, or are they turkeys? All right. Well, there's not actually turkeys out there. So weird. So weird. All right, so I'm gonna modify this because I want the defaults to be different on this. Yeah. See, I was kind of giving this light a slight blue tint, or at least that. Yeah, I was. All right, so I'm gonna copy this color and make that the default like point light color. Can I just paste? Damn, I just pasted right there. I got 4 upvotes. Aw, still 4 upvotes. I got 2 upvotes worth 2 pennies. It's funny on Steam how I wonder if that was like somebody's 100% upvote and it was like a penny. Actually, I remember for a little while when my upvotes were less than a penny. Like, it was a gamble whether or not I would see it go up 1 cent. So, honestly, alright, yeah, alright, I'm getting sidetracked. I know what I need to do next. I need to hook up the spotlight. Now, the spotlight has different variables. Intensity. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave the intensity alone at 5,000. Okay. And what else you got here? Color. It's gonna be the same exact thing all over again. Set light color. You know, it'd be really shitty if I find out that this isn't actually working. Hold on, let me see if I can. Let me see if this is actually working, just to make sure. Alright, so I'm gonna make you something. I'm gonna make you 10. Oh, okay. Alright. You know, I'm gonna leave it that way for a second. Alright, that was blinding. And what's the other thing that matters? I'm probably leaving something out that oh yeah, alright. You got the inner cone and the outer cone. You got all kinds of stuff. Did I modify any of this stuff when it came to the actual objects though? Alright, so when I look at the default. Alright, I made it. Oh, okay, so I did modify things. The inner cone, outer cone, and attenuation. So I got a whole bunch of stuff for this one. Alright, so I got inner cone. Inner cone. Set the inner cone angle. And you're gonna be 22. Is that right? Is that what I did? No, it's 20. I don't know where I got the extra 2 from. I don't know what just came out of nowhere. And what are you? You are outer cone angle. Outer cone. Set outer cone angle. Okay, so got that. Alright, what else do I got? Color. Make sure the color is correct. Wait, but there's no alpha. We're full alpha. And intensity 5,000. I forgot that if I input the correct variables here, it will actually make that the promoted variable, so I can save a little bit of time, because for some reason, saving time and like, you know, is super efficient. Meanwhile, I'll sit there trying to like not Z fight one tiny little angle, and I'll spend like 30 minutes trying to fix that. But you know, saving time matters normally. Okay, so what else do I got here? I got a spotlight and attenuation radius. Last but not least. Oh, set attenuation radius, which is 2000. All right, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of variables for this. Now, the one thing that I'm afraid of, and there's a bug with the engine that rears its head every once in a blue moon. That's very annoying when it comes to making variables that are editable. Oh, hey, Kill Pixel. Sorry, I was getting really into it. How's it going, man? Or person? Let's see. New intensity. So this would be spot intensity. Spot underscore intensity. And you are going to be spot underscore radius. Spot underscore radius, right? And you're going to be inner angle. So variable spot underscore inner cone. Ice cream cone. Ice cream cone. Makes me want ice cream. I don't know why. Alright, spot. Ice cream would be cool. I had some ice cream earlier. Probably shouldn't have ice cream so much. Outer cone. And, sorry. Alright, sorry. Oh man, I'm not used to chat. I'll get used to it. It's just, I don't know, for some reason it feels weird. Like, I don't know. I guess if you ever streamed, you'd know exactly what I'm saying, or maybe I'm just weird. But I am staying into it. Staying into it. I make sure that these can be edited. Their eyes. I need coffee. Okay. So you know what I'm doing? Oh. Thank you. Hey, Resi Gaming. Cool. I wonder if yes! I made 50 cents or something. Alright. This is so cool. So I got a really slick upvote. Alright. Oh, anyway. Alright. Now I'm all like scattered. Okay, I gotta stay focused on this. So what I'm doing currently right now is I'm making sure, because I have this is really good for people who are just coming in. This is how the game looks. This is, you know, I'm just kidding. I was just testing to see if it was working. See, I have light objects. I have a hierarchy for a base object, which I am using to create various different types of lights, and I like use them. Like there's two of them out here right now, and then there's one of these like there's like a spotlight one over here. So what I do is what I'm doing right now is I'm making it so that I can modify each of these individually. What's what am I thinking? BR. Oh, BR. Battle Royale, BR train. Um. So anyway, I'm just making these lights modifiable so that I can actually like make this one bright and then leave this one default. So like if I want to modify that, but I'm still kind of working on that at the moment. So now I gotta hook these up. So once these are hooked up, all right. So you are the spot underscore color, spot underscore color. That sounds cool. I see lots of Battle Royale videos and streams and stuff. It's always entertaining to watch. I feel like it's really cool because it's like a new genre just emerged out of a survival open world game. Zombie, what was it called? Damn, I can't remember it. What was the first time I've ever seen it happen? And it became like mega popular, and now it's like its own genre now. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Alright. You know, there is one thing that I would really love. Like, it would just like make my universe. If somebody could modify the blueprints so that the blueprints fit on the grid. That way I can just like see, is there any reason why this object is not like perfectly square? Why can't it just be square? Or at least a rectangle? And why can't these like fit perfectly? Why is everything, it's like, oh, it's just it kills me. H1Z1. Yes. Yes, that is correct. Alright, I'm going to hook these up. And that means that these are all going to become editable. Now it's kind of weird. Alright, so watch what happens when I compile this. How this engine does, like, you'll see the line. None of this is going to be lined up. I'm going to try indefinitely. Sometimes I actually waste a lot of time just trying to fucking get these things to look clean. But anyway, watch this white line. If what? Why didn't it? Well, anyway, usually you'll see it start flickering, or it'll have like this weird cool effect, and then it kind of goes all the way through, and then that means that basically it's working. Like it's now hooked up in real time. And did I forget to hook up color for the spotlight? Spot color is not editable. Yep, I forgot to hook that up. Okay, so now I have the ability to like make this light a little bit brighter than all the others, and I could probably do like the ability to like drag the light around or something like that, so that I can make, but at that point, I'll probably just want to have like a non-shadow caster extra light that I just placed, which would make it a little bit easier. Let's see if I make this radius 2,000. The only thing is that yeah. When it comes, it's really tricky to light in this kind of setup. So basically, what I'm working with is something that's more similar to how you light in Doom 3 and Quake 4. If you guys remember those like older, like that id Tech, where it was like every light is dynamic. That's currently how I have things set up right now, for a number of reasons. Like I can almost talk about that for like a half hour just explaining that, but a big part of it is just efficiency. Like I don't have access to the ability to really make these really huge levels and compile the light maps and stuff like that, because I have to be quick about everything. So I'm doing everything sort of in a dynamic perspective. But large light radiuses, radii, radiuses are they just tend to flatten the lighting out, and usually have, well, high costs for the person who's running the game. So sometimes, like, I might have gone through all that extra trouble only to really find that maybe I need to be just doing what are commonly referred to as just beauty lights, and just adding like smaller lights into the scene. Because if I make this larger, I don't know. I don't currently know how the lighting is going to look on voxel characters, but I imagine that I might have to do something where the characters don't self-light, because I can already imagine in my mind like having really weird shadows like on their faces and stuff that looks just off. I've seen effects like that. Okay, so the way that I'm making all of the meshes is this thing called Magica Voxel, and I'll probably be working in this a little bit because I have to go in and fix the shotgun. See how it looks like a shotgun right here? Like, I mean, right? Looks like a shotgun, right? Well, in game, it don't look like a shotgun. Here, I'll show you. So you'll actually see me working with this voxel editor, but this is a really slick and very simple voxel editor. Oh, you sent me a message on YouTube? All right, I'll check it out in a second. Is it something that I should be checking out like right now? Let's see. Man, I almost never use... Hey Castle, really enjoying watching Stray evolve. Working on a similar project myself. Oh, I'll definitely have to check this out. I'll have to make sure that the volume is not like messed up on the Oh man. Oh, Rando Whale got me. What did he do? What's up? I got hit by a Rando Whale? Hold on. Oh, made $7. It's almost $8. I got outvoted on Steam and made $7. That's fucking awesome. Yeah. I'm just I'm running the Doom soundtrack right now. Sorry, I'm kind of like messing around with different things, but it's just like a really good thing to have in the background, and also too really kind of inspires me because Doom's a huge part of this project. I'll definitely check out the link and stuff like that later on once the stream is done. All right, KillPixel. I got the message sitting here right now. All right, so I was about to show how the shotgun looks in the game. Ooh, the frame rate's so bad right now. The frame rate's bad because of the streaming. Like, sometimes it kind of causes it to like hitch if I got a lot of stuff running in the background. So I got like Magica Voxel, I'm streaming, and then there's like an extra window sitting with YouTube up. But anyway, the game actually runs pretty efficiently once you're actually running it. But so yeah, I need to simplify the mesh. So I'm thinking like the barrel needs to be a little bit simpler. I think I just need to simplify it. Now, one of the other suggestions is that one of the other things that was actually suggested is that I up res all of the weapon models, which is totally doable, but I'm still gonna need low res models because I'm planning on the enemies that carry those weapons. One of the things I want in this game is the combat to be Quake and Doom, like straight up. Like I want to have sequences in the game where there's just like 20 fucking dudes trying to kill you, right? So I kind of have to worry about like making sure the weapon model isn't like super high poly, but like maybe I'll have like a high poly version for the player and just keep these low poly ones for the enemies and stuff. That's a good idea actually. You suggested idle moving. Yeah, that's actually a good point because it's really still. I'm gonna add that to the list. Like a breathing where the gun's kind of like gun. You can't see my hands. Where the gun's kind of like. I remember those animations how they looked in Quake 2, where the gun would start wiggling. All right. Oh, it's so distracting to look at myself in my own stream. That was a long time ago. Messes with my mind. I got rando whale. That is so funny. All right. Let me get back to whatever I was doing. So yeah, like I'll get to this. For right now though, I need to try and like detail this a little bit more. I'm trying to decide though, like what do I want to do here? For this space. I might make a couple variations. I know one of the things that the game Intrude has kind of like an influence on how I want to do the art in this. Let me actually bring it up. And like I might actually, well, it does a couple of things that I don't think are a good idea, is like having doors that you can't do something with, but like having like a couple variations of wall pieces where there's like just different stuff going on. Maybe having like a door or some kind of like, so like it's kind of funny to look at this and be like and relate this to what I'm doing right now, but this is just a Wolfenstein clone. What I'm doing is Dark Souls meets Doom and Quake. But I like this like really simple stylized thing because it allows me to do a lot of a breadth of content where I have like lots of variations of different weapons, lots of variations of different kinds of like cool things. Like I can have 30 guns, which the game actually has like more than 20 guns right now, and they all have their own stats. And like the chain gun has a spin up, and there's a rail gun. They just don't all have their view models yet. But I like the idea of having like this sort of Dark Souls thing where you can like find like unique versions of these guns, and you collect blueprints that you can like later craft. So like when the Forgotten Bulwark. So like if I go into this level, this area is your home hub, right? And then you have your first home point, which is like Firelink Shrine and Dark Souls, right? So you got this. And this is like your fast travel network where you can go to all of the other home points, and this list will actually scroll and you'll be able to see like all of the home points that are available or that aren't secrets, because there will be secrets ones as well that appear in the list later on. But then you have like the crafting station, right? And like if I want to See, I have a level 1 shotgun, or maybe like I have a damaged helmet. Well, I got a reinforced helmet, which has really good stats. That's like really badass. I have to modify the tooltip so that it shows like proper numbers, but those percentages are really good. Reinforced armor uh, increases your your armor durability and how much damage reduction by a lot, which is your defense is your damage reduction, and armor is your durability. When this reaches 0, you no longer gain benefits of your defense. But like, I can take this and I can go repair, and I can choose to use these items. So fabrication data, metal scraps, and credits costs, and then I can like repair that, and now I have a helmet, right? And you see that the helmet has much lower stats. Like the reinforced helmet has much higher stats, but if you notice, reinforced armor makes your movement speed lower than it should be, right? So like, here's my walk speed. So I got 711. It's supposed to be 800, and that's how so there's this like whole crazy like stat system. I forget exactly why I was getting into the. Oh yeah, because one of the things about this that I'm really pulling from Dark Souls is like the unique items that you find, but the unique items are going to be blueprints. So like, here's the Tri-Fire pistol, which is hidden in a secret area in the very first level of the game, and you can go craft it from a blueprint. And here's the requirements in order to craft this item from a blueprint. I need more metal scraps, right? So like, one trick to get metal scraps is to dismantle fabrication data. So I dismantle that, and that gave me a whole bunch of metal scraps. That's like something that is probably a little too obscure, but now I can craft a Tri-Fire pistol. So I crafted it, right? Now I just have like a regular level 1 pistol, and this is a Tri-Fire pistol, which fires 3 shots instead of 1, right? So I equip this, and now I have a pistol that, see how it fires like a shotgun almost, and it fires 3 bullets at once, and you see like all the brass that gets ejected out of the side of it. It's like 3 of them at the same time, right? So like, now say if I want to upgrade it so that, well, I can't upgrade it a level because I'm only level 1 right now, but if I get this last bit of experience points and hit level 2, I'll have the ability to upgrade the Tri-Fire pistol to the next level so that it'll be level 2. So a lot of the game is going to be spent kind of like figuring out what items you want to keep upgrading, if you want to upgrade them, or if do you want to take your chances and like just find like a generic item that might actually have better stats because you're so much higher level than it, and like, and just keep looking for secrets, like lots and lots and lots of secrets. There's going to be secrets everywhere where there's going to be like a unique named gun, kind of like the Tri-Fire pistol, and it's real easy for me to keep making these, and then there really are like just variations of existing weapons. Like you'll notice the Tri-Fire pistol, if you compare it to the regular pistol, the Tri-Fire pistol has this like little thing on the front of it that makes it a little bit different looking than the regular pistol. So see, all right, I forgot why I went on that rant, but I was just kind of, I guess, talking about the game, I guess. So right now, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this space. Yeah, like a broken brick. Swimming pixels are a style choice in 2017. Just like voxels. This voxel stuff would have never flew in the 90s. They'd be like, look at these terrible graphics. Now it's cool. Maybe I should add swimming vertices. All right, let's see. I'm moving you out a little bit. All right. Is this too dark? I think this is actually too dark. So like, I'm sitting in a scenario where I'm in a spot in the level where it's probably too dark for you guys to see me while working on it. It's kind of a weird situation. But anyway, I'm gonna start filling this space out a little bit more, which always means crates. Anytime you're anytime you're filling a space out, yeah, it means crates. If you're making Doom a Doom level, yeah, that's how that works. So detail means crates. You add those in, and there you go. I was commenting yesterday how like working on this actually kind of feels like I'm just making a Doom WOD. Like I have my own WOD. It's weird. It sounds funny. Okay, this area needs to be a little brighter. So I wonder, I might take this, make another one of these. Right now I'm checking for, I forget how to do it, but it's probably going to be something that I absolutely need to be paying attention to. I'm gonna say that it's most certainly something I need to be paying attention to, and that is light complexity in a scene. But for some reason, I'm not seeing it as an option here. So show FPS, can have that turned on. Field of view 120, PC Master Race. Hoorah. Immersive mode. I like immersive mode actually. Maybe I should be in immersive mode more often. Oh god, frame rate. I don't know. Anyway, I'll turn the lighting off for a second so it's a little easier to see what I'm doing. But I'm not really sure how I want to go about filling this space out. Maybe I'll have to think about like I don't know, some kind of like I can't even finish my own sentences because I can't figure out in my mind what I want to do to fill this space out. I don't want combat down here. I want it to be a transition. So the idea is after you do this whole combat sequence out here, right, you gain access to this, which I'm actually, instead of a number one, I'm actually thinking of having on the sides of the door, literally like red, blue, and yellow markers on doors that are just like Doom. Because there are no keys in this game, the battle sequences are the keys. And once you beat a battle sequence once, you have the option to keep doing it if you want to get the loot. But because it drops loot every single time you beat it. But basically in this area you gain access to all of the corresponding objects that have those markers on them. Right now it's just a number one and a number one. That's something that I'm still very much on the fence about, like design wise. I'm trying to think to myself like should I go with like having like the color code thing from Doom and Quake, because these are my keys, but they're scripted battles and boss fights. That's how that works, and I think that ties in a lot more with like the whole Dark Souls concept, right? Oh, interesting. So like the monsters keep leveling up. If you keep doing the same fight, like it keeps getting harder and harder. Everything just levels up. That's an interesting idea. That's a really interesting idea. I gotta be careful not to make it so like it just spawns more stuff or adds more stages. But maybe it could be like something where it's like if you do the same fight multiple times. I don't know if I want to stop people from farming and grinding. I feel like if I manage to get people to be willing to farm and grind, then I was successful. The thing is that after a certain point, monsters stop giving experience points. So like if you're 2 levels above a monster, its experience point reward drops to as low as it can be. So you have to kill quite a few of them in order for them to be, in order to gain a level. And your level requirement, like every time you level up, the number keeps getting bigger and bigger. So there's no way to just like over level for content. Like if no matter what, I mean, no realistic way to over level for content. You're always going to have to like face the tougher and newer fights as somebody who's level appropriate, right? Because like I still want this to be Doom and Quake and Dark Souls in that respect. Like you're never going to be able to trivialize the next battle, but you can trivialize the fuck out of the previous battle. And you come back like a badass and just like one shot everything if you want. But the next area is going to kick your ass. And then the next area is going to kick your ass. And then the next area is going to kick your ass. And it just keeps getting harder and harder because I'm going to be throwing harder and harder stuff. But anyway, I'm not really sure. Like, it's possible maybe a couple of crates or something like that might just be enough. Maybe I'll do a crack the wall piece would actually be a really good idea. In fact, let me go ahead and just do that right now. So like, all right, got Magic of Voxel out. All right. Let me go to my, let's see, go to all the different things. I guess it would be wall, brick. See how the wall is like flat? Alright, so I'm going to save this. And I'm going to call it, well I can't call it 02, so it'll be wall brick cracked. Right? One of the neat things about this is that it's very memory, it's very, it's not intensive memory wise because all of the objects that I'm exporting out of Magic of Voxel utilize the same palette, which is just one texture. So I can make a lot of variations of the same object, and it's just another static mesh really. So it's actually really efficient. Like when you download the actual full game, I'm gonna have a download demo where it's like missing sound effects, and monster graphics, maybe tomorrow, but it's like 500 megabytes, right? It's gonna go up. It's gonna be like 3 times that once I start adding sounds and effects and shit. But like this has been really efficient, like size wise. Like the game's not very big at all. And it's just because I've been working with these voxels and I haven't really added too many textures anyway. So let's see. I don't want to do like a cracked surface or something like that, maybe. So like, you go to attach, or well, I guess you can go do erase, but I always do attach and just hold down shift. Oops. Now I have to wonder, like, how do I want to do these cracks? I think the cracks should be too wide. These don't really look like cracks at the moment. I'm trying to think how I want to do the cracks. So like, yeah, it's off. Oh, I'm never gonna unsee it. I wanted them to be kind of like not totally centered. They end up being different sizes. This is a big step for me. I like to have everything on the grid. Making two bricks that are different sizes. Fucking literally unplayable. You know, I can't really decide. Let me take a look at Intrude again. How do they do their cracks? Sorry, for a moment I'm going to be staring off screen. But I want to see like some cracked wall. Give me a cracked wall, man. Is that really how they... Oh. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. Yeah, a little variation is nice. I think I'll do a cracked wall, and then I'm gonna do a, like a different kind of thingy. Technical terms. Different kind of thingy. So like... Whoops. Alright, maybe I could paint some of this so that it's like dark. I'm a little afraid that this isn't going to look as cool like in game once I get it input, you know, brought over. The process of bringing this in, one of the first things that I always do whenever I'm you know, working on something like this, as I try to figure out the scale of the object and make the perfect cube, so that I know exactly how much space each of my objects are taking up in the world. And I had to go through a whole bunch of steps. I'm kind of glad I didn't start streaming until now, because I skipped all that crap. It was like probably mind-numbing to watch. Let's see. I think actually the cracks are probably... I should probably keep this fairly simple. Like, maybe this... I'm probably really bad at making cracks. I'm not happy with these results. I don't know, looking at Intrude, they didn't even do this much. Like, seriously, I probably shouldn't even be trying that hard. Like, you just have like one crack over here, right? Yeah, and then just be like, and then just like do another one that's like over here, that's kind of like a little plus or something. Not even a plus. And then like one that's over here that's just like a sort of wee, like that, a slide. And then I'm done. Ship the game. The game is finished. I can... Alright. Time to put it up on Steam. Let's see. Alright, so if I got like... Yeah, I'm gonna do a Wii. I'm doing the Wii first. Wii. Like... Now I do have to be careful, because this does cause cuts. Like... It's polygon wise, these things are not very efficient, but they're very efficient when it comes in terms of like how fast you can generate these assets, and like you can make really cool shit really very quickly, or decent stuff very quickly. That's why I'm actually quite the fan of this process. There we go. I mean, let's see. What else? What else did he do? Oh, no. There's a corner piece up here. Corner piece It didn't quite chunk off the whole entire brick. Alright, now I'm gonna paint. Chip a corner or two. You think, I tried chipping corner. Let me chip a corner. Alright, let me see. Does it look right? Well, let me see if I paint. Right? Like you do a chip corner. Right? And then like I can do this. Maybe it should just be a slightly darker. Yeah. See? Art. This is it. This is how art is made. I'm making like this MS Paint thing. All right, let's see. Art. I'll chip another corner in a second. Alright, I'm gonna chip another corner. I got a corner over here. Chip this one. Wait. That's not a chip corner. It's not a chip corner. Okay. I'm gonna chip eeny meeny miny mo. Catch a tiger, but it's two. If it hollers, let it go. My mother said. I think I'm gonna chip. Or forget the song. I'm chipping this one. Alright. Chip. And then I'm chipping. And then I'm gonna chip this. Oh wait, it doesn't look properly chipped. What's wrong? This isn't the results I came here for. Alright. Maybe I just... Alright, get this. Alright. Paint. Like that. Yeah. This is how art is made. Okay, so I got the cracked variation. Alright, now I saved it as the correct name. I love Magic of Voxel because it shows the correct name, and I gotta like copy this, right? Did I already export this? I guess I did. I exported this and I don't remember exporting it. Okay, my brain is farting. Wow, look at all these files. Okay. Alright. This is it, guys. This is... We can just ship this as its own game. Alright. Alright, I exported it. Now, the next step is Blender. Let me move some icons on my desktop so that it's a little easier for me to access them without closing things out. Okay. Alright, Blender. I hate Blender, but Blender exists. It exists in a vacuum. A vacuum of not having 3ds Max or Maya at my disposal. Which, they're really overdone programs anyway. They're overdone because I don't have a copy right now. I mean, I do have a copy, but it's ancient. It's an ancient copy. Like, disgustingly old. I bought a copy of Max, like, in 2002 or something. Was probably not the smartest thing to do. I still kick myself. Costs about the price of a Bitcoin right now. I'd have an extra Bitcoin. Alright, let's see. Yeah, from export. Gotta stay more focused here. Alright, so I'm grabbing the OBJ that I exported from Magic of Voxel, right? Now I import it. Now you notice that it looks a little weird. That's just because Blender sucks. But no, you specify here in the viewport shading. Now this object is huge. So one of the things that you got to do about that is you select the object, hit this little plus sign here, hidden in that corner, because nobody needs that stuff, obviously, and mark it all down. The scale that I'm working with is 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, right? And now the way I'm aligning these interior pieces, you have to knock it, do a negative one like that. So you see how it shift itself one in like that? That's just how I'm orienting the interior pieces so that they work with the origins of the wall, of the flat sheet wall pieces that I was doing before. So like, okay, and it's really that simple. Like if I can just remember, oh yeah, it's in tech, and then I need to grab this, paste it. All right, so I got that. I just export it. That is probably one of the most efficient art pipelines possible. I mean, even if it is using a third party like Blender, but Blender's free. Anyone can do this. It's so easy. Shh, don't tell anyone, because it's my idea. No, I'm just kidding. This is actually something that I'm willing to bet that a lot of people are going to be taking advantage of this, because you should. It's so fucking easy. It's free. Okay. All right. Now the object is imported. Now this is a wall piece that's imported, and I'm gonna start throwing some cracks around. I don't trust all the time when you import a mesh. It usually gives it like weird collision. Now you'll notice that it looks kind of like it doesn't have anything. That's because I'm importing. I'm not importing a new material every single time I create this. So, all right. So we have the variation now, right? Whoa, that's not English. Hello, non-English. That's Russian. Oh, I don't know any Russian at all. Hello, Russian person. Let's see. I wish I could answer your question. So now I have that cracked piece. I can do this. I can go like that, right? That's kind of interesting, actually. He looks a little. Just have like cracked pieces. Just throwing crack around. Everyone wants some crack. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna make this dark, just as dark as the, because I think that it looks a little strange not being the same color as the back. Like, I know I'm venturing from what Intrude accomplished, but I feel like this will look a little bit better overall. How strange. I wonder what he's saying. Okay. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to save this. Export as OBJ. It's already named correctly. Magic of Voxel. In the house. In his house. Now you gotta delete this because Blender sucks. And then you. I'm gonna be like, if people start watching these streams, they're gonna be like, "Hear me back, Blender." And I'm probably gonna get into trouble for that eventually. Be like, some guys are like, "Blender's my life, man. I don't understand." Why? Like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Blender is like the world. Blender is art. Let's see. I just it's like so goddamn unintuitive. It makes me mad. It makes me angry at the world. All right, I can export over that, and because the Unreal 4 engine is a beast, it knows exactly what I just did. Look at that! Look at that! Look at how long it took for me to change that into cracked wall. Wow, it's kind of strange actually. I wasn't expecting that like this crack would lead into that crack. It's because I'm a genius. Actually, I had no fucking idea that was gonna happen. All right, so I'm gonna do I'm gonna put a crack here. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna flip this crack. All right, and then wait, crack. Oh man, I'm gonna be using crack everywhere. I had to end the stream. He was addicted to crack. Look at this shit. This crack. Oh my god. I wonder how much this is probably fucking the poly count. Not really. Actually, yes, it probably is actually. Yeah, that's fucking. That's pretty bad. Of course, I'm saying that while I've got a terrain piece out here, but that all those are you know, pretty inefficient too. Terrain is pretty efficient. These are all using the same thing, all the same material. They're all using the same thing. Like these are probably rendering pretty fast. These, I'm hoping. I'm saying that in a very wishful way. All right. Really? So you have a good experience with it? Oh, hey, hello Google Translator. So you have a good experience with Blender? I'm sure that it's me. I'm like 100% positive that like maybe it's like if I just download like some like setup or something like that, I can make Blender like super good. It's just that for me, it's like why wasn't it designed to be more like Max and Maya? I'm used to Max and Maya. Like why design everything to be so different? Like it's like reinventing the wheel. That's really my complaint is just that mentality. I'm sure the program, if used well, yeah, it's like it's so obtuse. Yeah, it's probably one of those things too. Like you start off hating a new editor or something like that, and then you get used to it after a while, and then all of a sudden it's like you swear by it. Radiant was like that. Like I still kind of swear by Radiant, but like Radiant's actually a giant pile of horseshit, and everybody knows it, but me, because I refuse to admit that Radiant is a giant pile of horseshit. Yeah, if you come from Max or Maya, it's like fairly straightforward. Like even going from Max to Maya is still kind of a pain in the ass, but it's not like that bad. But like, it feels like with Blender, it was just like fuck everything. Like we're not even gonna use the same keys. Fuck it. But free is a pretty good argument. I mean, it's free and open source, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually a pretty interesting thing. Like, if Blender was just as good as Max and Maya, it would really fuck with the market. It probably is, honestly. Anyway, that's probably a whole nother topic. I'm going to change the ceiling to these, so that looks a little bit different over there. And then I'm gonna put a happy little like twin thingy up here, right? So now the ceiling is starting to look a little happier, little bit well. Oh yeah, I love using it. It's organized in a different way than Max is the thing. Tools are just placed differently is all really. That, and it calls them by slightly different names. Yeah. Yeah, I figured as much. Like, I bet if I sat down and really focused my time and energy to learn Blender, I'd be saying some completely different things right now. It's just, yeah. The fact alone that I'm able to use it though, like, I there's no way I would like make an argument that the world would be a better place without Blender or anything like that. Like, obviously Blender is a good thing for everybody. All right, let's see. Ooh, I'm cracking this. This is getting cracked. Hold on. Sorry, just gotta happen. I'm gonna be going through stuff and you know, just adding a little crack every once in a while. Let's see. Hold on. Maybe let me yeah. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. See, the foundation, the structural foundation of this is questionable. Oh, so questionable now. I'm adding ambience. Really, the cracks of the storyline. I mean, it's the center of the universe here. Wait, I said the lights would be the center of the universe. I'm just using that over and over again. Alright, so now I need to make another variation. I want to have like a thing, but I'm not really sure exactly what. I think it's probably just going to be like another tech box or something like that. Something kind of really simple. So I'm just going to make another variation for something like that. And, you know, I should probably just fess up and just fucking make a staircase and get it over with. The only thing is that I still have to have like some kind of like ramp collision, but actually the Unreal 4 engine's really good about doing that for me. Alright, so I'm going to grab the regular wall, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to name you, what should I call it? Hello, Jacob. Jacoby. What should I call it? Wall thingy. See, this is the problem. If I'm not like on the spot with this stuff, I might name some shit wall thingy, and like 2 years from now, somebody like, what the fuck is wall thingy? Dude, what the fuck were you smoking? And they'll think I was on drugs. Okay. So in case you were needed, the proper scale for in Blender for UE4, that's if I'm building something in Blender, right? So like, okay. So what I ended up figuring out was a little bit more confusing because Voxel Magica has its, so like it's scaling, and I found that to get the right size, in terms of the voxels, like I have to bring it down by 0.1 in order for it to match the size that I needed, which is weird. I ended up just eyeballing it. I didn't really pay attention or do any kind of like exact math or anything like that. Thanks for the info. What's in the cup, Trugs? Well, I mean, technically it's caffeine, right? It's just coffee. Okay, what am I gonna call this? Electric box. No, I already have that. Wall tech. I do not understand anything. What do I want to call this? Why am I freezing up on this? I don't usually. I'd be like, wall large. I'm gonna call you detail. Ha! Can't go wrong with that. That encompasses a lot. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here, now that it's named something new, I'm gonna call you detail. So you're gonna be wall detail. And alright, looking down here, you can see on the x-axis, make sure that this is lined up. So that's 10 in is right there, and that is 40 in, and I know that the object is 50, so I know that, okay, roughly where I want this to be is going to be in between here, and it's just going to be like a wall piece thingy. Maybe I'll find some inspiration. I'm looking at Intrude again. Should probably be looking at Doom or Quake or something. I want to have like something really simple though. It's just like a variation. I just had to solve a UE4 scaling issue between the engine, Blender, and Tree. Treeit, a procedural tree generator. How much? How much he hates Russian people in jail. I wish I knew Russian. You know how badass that would be if I was just like, it was just like Russian right now, like I just like pow, and then I just keep going on in English, and I could be Russian all over again. I wonder if that would actually see that there's really something to be like multilingual, because you just look like a badass when you could pull that out like out of nowhere. You look like a fucking genius, like 10,000 Einsteins, which would be really weird. 10,000 Einsteins would be really fucked up, actually. I don't want to say that. I don't know what it means. You're gonna get me banned. Oh, I mean, it means hi? Well, alright, I'm gonna Google Translate. Privet. I probably already just said it, didn't I? Well, fuck it, it's too late now. Privet. It can't be that bad, it's just one word. Russian. Alright, I'm officially distracted. Hey! Huh. Yeah. Okay, alright, let me stay focused. For me, staying focused is kind of a funny thing to say, though. Let's see. What I need to do is figure out exactly, like... I know that I want to do, like, propaganda on the walls and stuff like that. But the propaganda is going to follow kind of a really weird idea. Like, the propaganda is backwards. Everything that it says is going to be the truth is going to be the opposite, because that's kind of the premise of the game's story, is that you're stuck in opposite world, the mirror. In fact, if I come up with a name of the game, it'll probably be something like that. I can explain that a little bit more. I don't lie, or do I? That was irritating with Treeit. It exports the model 10,000 times too small for UE4, and with the normals inside out, I had to. Yeah, art pipelines are like a hell that will never leave the game industry. I think I have an idea on what I want to do. All right, so I'm gonna like. I'm gonna go vertically. I don't care if this is lined up perfectly, but what I want to do is I want to have something that's kind of like, yeah. Alright, so like we're kind of within this space, right? And then I'm gonna paint this so that it's like that. It looks off center. Unacceptable. 10. The numbers are not lying. Oh, wait. Something's wrong. 40. 50. 40. 9. Is this really supposed to be one more over? Does that look right? I don't believe my own eyes. This looks wrong. Man, it's killing me. I have bear. Beer? Oh, okay. I heard bear. It's like a Russian thing. Alright, let's see. Let's see what I got here. I want beer. Could have a beer right now. Now I'm not too happy with the idea of doing like a door that is permanently locked. But I do like the idea of having some kind of um like yeah, like a metal piece or something. Yeah. But to be fully Russian, you have to yell it. You have to yell anytime you speak and very angrily. Ah, anger, anger, like the Hulk. Let's see. I guess it does line up, but for some reason, number-wise, it's just not. That's 9. That should be 41. Like, I'm fucking this up. It's like optical illusion ruining my life right now. I'm gonna add one more. Actually, I'm gonna add 2 more layers of depth, so that I got a couple more pixels to work with here. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna make it just a little bit thicker. Alright. And then I'm gonna be like a little bit darker on the center. Right? Oh, you know what? If I extend this all the way up, it'll look better. It'll look like a part of the it's actually part of the structure. But I'm gonna be like racking my brain trying to figure out why this shit isn't lined up. It's probably something so silly too. Oh, is it just because it's one off? Like, that is strange. That is true. I am Russian 200%. I could do an inset, which would actually be nice too. This could actually be an inset. If it's an inset, what I'll do is I will just in case add a little bit of buffer, and then I'll select everything, rectangle, kapow, right? And then I'm gonna move it up 2, right? Okay, so now the center is gonna end up being a couple different. All right, so I'm gonna from there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this. Oop, whoa, I'm doing a line. Okay, and then like that, right? And then I could probably go ahead and get rid of this. If I'm gonna do an inset, then I have to kind of like imagine it a little bit differently. So like, all right. So like, I'll go in. Oops. I'm making a first-person shooter that is like Doom and Quake mixed with Dark Souls, and it's purposely designed to bring out the sort of classic Doom and Quake gameplay. So you have like a weird combination that's I don't think really been done before, like a combination of Dark Souls, because Dark Souls is kind of its own can of worms in and of itself, right? So like in this particular case, the game is kind of like you got loot and like unique items that you can find and secrets, home point places, the ability to travel between bonfires, which in this game are called home points, using sort of like a fast travel network. Ah, later, Jacoby. A little bit of this is just trying to think about how I want to do this, but honestly, the easiest way to do this is probably just going to be to grab the silver and then just bring that like that. Alright, and just dig in. Because that's basically what I got going on here. So I have one more layer that I can dig in, I think. Unless it's gonna have to make things a little bit more complicated. Okay, alright. So this, since this goes all the way, does it go? Yeah, if I go any deeper than that, then it'll go further in. It's not really like an insane inset, but I could probably actually make this even a deeper inset than that. I should. You know what? I should just make it a deeper inset just for the heck of it, because it's kind of the first time I've done like an inset on the wall. I might as well make it at least one deeper just to see. Alright, so like attach. Okay. So I'm gonna go one more in. Alright. Go ahead and paint this back here black or dark. Alright, so kind of what I want to do at this point is I want to have like a metal thing with rivets or something like that. Now I'm trying to think, do I want to do it vertically, horizontally? Let me float around in this for a second and think about that. Maybe they're trapped in thought. Let's see. Yeah, because that inset would actually look kind of cool in a couple of spots, like having an inset and an inset there, and then having an inset right there, and then I could probably actually drag that into the floor, and then I can have the inset continue, and I could do the inset and have that actually be on both of these, and then have them all the way down. That would make be more interesting. But I'm a little bit more concerned too, like, I think I can probably, like, figure out how maybe, like, I can have, like, a light here or something. Because I do have these lights. These lights are kind of weird because they have interesting shadows. If you can see that. Right? I could probably, just to fuck around, actually place a couple of these. I don't want to place, yeah, like at the bottom of the stairs or something. Maybe just have one or two. Light complexity. Man, if I rotate them, they have slightly more interesting shadows, but that ends up kind of looking a little strange. Okay, I got it. I think what I'm gonna do, yeah, is I'm gonna just put a couple wall piece thingies here. I'm gonna put a railing here. Should it be a regular railing? Kind of weird how these details kind of come together. But I didn't get something that I wanted here. Maybe I will have to do like a permanently locked door. It's almost like a trope. I'll be right back. They're all real-time lights, and I'm really on the fence about keeping these here because I'm worried about performance. But everything I'm doing right now is like Doom 3 lighting. So, yeah, it's like Quake 4 and Doom 3 lighting, but with far superior shadow maps for like soft shadows and stuff like that. Like this engine blows those, you know, the id Tech 3 away, but that is essentially what I am doing. What I'm working with is that paradigm. It's also super efficient in how it handles everything. It's probably possible that it's like not even gonna be a problem. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna just gotta use the bathroom.
Broadcaster. Turn the
Yeah, I did already. What's up, guys? Sorry, I'm back. So let's see what's going on here. Everyone is silent. Why the Unreal Engine 4 and not Unity 5? I have a long history with Unreal. Also, Unreal's blueprint system is basically how this game runs. Like, the blueprint system is just so good, and it's given me the ability to script everything in a way that is actually like, I don't know, it just feels really good for me to be able to be effective at what I'm doing. So I've managed to do uh, an insane amount with the blueprint system. And it doesn't seem like there's any limits outside of maybe the possibility that I might like botch up the engine or something like that eventually, which is a real thing. But like using blueprints, I've managed to get, you know, weapons that fire, and like all these different kinds of guns, and like, yeah, I'm definitely noticing a frame rate drop when I'm looking at that. Of course, that's not really a good way to measure the performance. It's Unity is okay, but Unreal, I just have more experience with Unreal in general, and also I am loving the blueprint system. It's just insane how intuitive it makes making gameplay logic. So this entire game has just been essentially like a long list of just crazy cool blueprint stuff. I probably answered that question like 3 times, sorry. I haven't played Skyrim in forever, but I did make mod for it. I modded a Thirst Hunger Sleep mod for it, but I didn't really maintain that mod very much. Let's see. Okay, what am I looking at here? Okay, sorry. I got like sidetracked. I gotta get faster at like just getting right back on track because I've gotta finish this. But I think this is the last asset that I'm gonna make for this area, and I think this area is going to be officially ready for what I'm going to need, which is the demo that I have to make. Which means that the next thing that I work on is not going to be the level design stuff. It's going to be trying to figure out sound and music and effects that I want to include in the game. This is going to be a huge step because it means that I'm having to commit to making this a game rather than just like a blueprint thing that I can actually like sell by itself. Once I start including people's stuff in the project, that means that it no longer can be anything other than a game, which is something that I pretty much I committed to that a long time ago. It's just mentally I committed. I didn't like actually like commit, but now I'm going to genuinely be putting myself in a situation where this project can't be released in any other form other than a completed game. Alright, so I'm doing some rivets right now. I'm gonna try. Alright. And usually in pixel art you'll have like a dark, what? Something maybe that's a little bit darker. No, it's too dark. Have that, yeah. Okay. That was a lot of time and effort to make something that's relatively simplistic. So this is going to have to be -5 in order for it to orient correctly automatically. Okay. Export the OBJ and wall detail 01, save. Okay. I'm going to go into Blender. I did what? You mean on the backside? You know, actually, to save polys, I should just make this whole thing Alright, so you say I accidentally got a line of light gray on the bottom left brick. No, the front. Oh! Ah! Oh! That would have been there. That would have shipped. What is wrong with me? That would have just happened. That could have happened. Maybe bluer. Trying to think. I guess if I was trying to make like a bluer tone on the palette, it's kind of an interesting idea. So it's like shadows tend to be bluer and highlights tend to be yellower. It makes for a better contrast. Game of the I have to learn better pixel art. I wish I could just make all sprites and shit. That would have actually been... I don't know. I've thought about like having the entire game just be sprites. But I don't know. There's something interesting about the way voxels work, especially with like really big boss fights and stuff. Having like enemies that are really big is a lot easier to do with a voxel character. I have to keep that in mind about the bluer highlights tend to be yellower, or shadows are bluer and highlights tend to be yellower. Okay, what was I doing? I guess I'm getting kind of tired actually, because I'm not like thinking straight. All right, so I need wall detail, not 0101. Maybe I need more coffee. That's the ticket. Ah. Zombie Doll's getting more coffee. Okay, that'll help me wake up a little bit, but I gotta stay focused for a little bit because I gotta finish this section and then I gotta decide on what the next course action is gonna be. I think it's gonna be to fix the shotgun so that it looks more like a shotgun, or at least closer to a shotgun. And then I'm not sure if tonight if I want to experiment with the idea of doing higher res meshes for the player view models, but it's actually really easy to hook that up. Hold on a second. I want to export as FBX, and you're going to be detail. I do have an idea on what I'm going to want to do with this though. Okay. Beast of an engine. All right. So I go down here. I'm going to see wall detail. Where are you at? Unless I fucked it up somehow. All right. Yep, there it is. And collision, remove. I'm just gonna add a box. Box is all I need. Alright, so I'm gonna try it here first. Wall detail. Oh, I forgot to do something that's really important. Is the offset. I knew I forgot something. Okay. So it's -5, negative 0.5. Does that line it up correctly? I guess it's negative 0.4. Yeah, okay. That gets it to where I want it to be. Export. Come on. Yeah, there it is. It is now in place. You know, that looks like a secret. Oh man, that looks like there's a secret there. What do you think? Yeah. I was kind of hoping though that this would go well here. Man, that's interesting. They ended up coming out differently than I was expecting. For now, I'm gonna leave these here just to see. But what I might actually do is replace them both with a burning barrel. I need to get a burning barrel light thingy. And then obviously there needs to be some crates in this corner, because this is just looking bare. Fill out the space. I want this like to literally be like people accusing me of like stealing graphics from like from like Quake and Doom. It's like, dude, that shit just look like a Quake map, and I'd be like, yes it does, motherfucker. Too often I'm seeing people making like classic stuff that's not really that classic. A lack of understanding of the classic kind of bothers me. It ain't as classic as you think it is. But then again, I guess I'm kind of guilty of the same. I have reloading, I have a lot of those things. Yeah, you know what? If it was lighter, it would stand out a little bit better. Or maybe the contrast is actually good. Shit. Maybe if it was brighter? I'm trying to think, like, because like you have this being super bright, right? And then you have this being kind of, maybe it's just like a touch. Maybe let me try adjusting the color just like a little tiny bit. Like, let's see, what is it right now? Like that. What would happen? All right. Maybe if it was brighter. Like that. Let's try it. Let's see. I'll have to redo the rivets. I'll make the rivets even brighter. I'm trying to think how I would apply that advice for making it bluer, but I think that would just end up looking really strange. I definitely know what that, what's meant by that though. All right, good catch. Kill Pixel. Is this what you were talking about? Because I think this actually does look a lot better. Watch it inadvertently be, something you weren't talking about. You were talking about something else. Alright, so -4. So I'm going to import. I got OBJ. Import. Okay. How long have I been streaming? It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but I've actually been doing this for a while, haven't I? -0.4. Alright. Yeah, that honestly looks better. Well, one of the things that I'm going to need to be focusing on is having lots of secrets. So I could definitely picture like making a door like out of one of these. All I gotta do is just separate them and then just make a special thing. It's actually pretty easy. Detail 01. Alright, let me see. Alright, let's watch it transform before our eyes. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me full screen this. What do you think? Was it better darker? Or was it better lighter? Or maybe did I use like yeah, alright, maybe I just get used to it. Cause like I was just looking at it darker. It does look like a door over here though. Maybe I'll just put a non-crack wall. So like that. Yeah, that shit looks like a door. People are gonna see that. Oh my god, it's like, why didn't you put a secret here? Especially every. Oh, I know how to fix this. There's an age-old way to fix stuff like that. You put a crate in front of it. That's how it works. You put a crate in front of it, nobody will expect anything. You solve the problem. Stack multiple crates, and that motherfucker never opened. It's not a secret anymore. Which actually, you just reminded me, I need to have a couple of like... It's possible that these are too white, but they're supposed to be like a different material. Like 45. Oh. Yeah. Whoa. For some reason, the Unreal Engine loves to just, like when you have multiple objects selected, it just loves to select one of them. And now everything is oriented based on that. You had no choice. Okay, so I have kind of like that. I got plenty of crates, but I don't have enough small crates, so. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna hold off on adding any more crates to this section because the next area is pretty much just crate central. There are limits, even with crates. Even with crates. That's when you have to start moving the pipes. The thing is like pipes are not voxel friendly. Hold on a second. Looking good. I'd recommend higher contrast lighting later on down the line. Something similar to Doom 3's lighting could look cool. Well, I could. You say higher contrast, so like. Well, right now this interior space is being lit with the same post-processing volume as the rest of the map, which is out the outside section. So like you see this whole like outside section, and you know it kind of looks outsidey. A little bit of sun bounce, a little bit going on here. You have a post-processing volume that I think has one thing that says is unbound. Whether this volume bounds are used out or it affects the whole world, right? So like by default, one of the first things you get is this like post-processing volume that has the unbound thing set up, and I've been using that for a long time, but I think that actually what I should probably be moving towards doing is actually like having interior spaces follow different rules. Ooh, gotta crack some of these walls. Where's crack? Crack. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what I'll do, cause I'll do a different lighting on the inside. Like I'm cracking walls. And do away with the idea of having like bound lighting volume. Gonna have to reverse this so that it's not redundant. Yeah, that's good crack. Or no, 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 no. Actually, the crack was better before. Now it's good crack. Backwards. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not really sure exactly how. I might have to change direction once I see how it feels when you're fighting monsters that are not just volumes like these guys. You see, like this right now, all the monsters look like this, and they have a letter, right? So, but I'm gonna have to see like how they kind of blend in with the world. Um, I might have to do some. I might have to do something so that it's easy to see them. I'm not really sure yet, but like if this say like there's an imp up here, right? He's gonna be brown, like, and then you got a sunlight like beaming in from the first area, like, um, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, cause as I'm adding the graphics, I'm gonna have to like maybe change direction on a couple ideas because I want a player to be able to like spot an enemy very clearly from like all the way over here. That guy up there, I want him to be visible. And also too, I want to be in an area that's well lit with lots and lots of bad guys. So there's going to be some interesting challenges on that front. Yeah. Other than the fact that I mean, I can drop a weapon model in, and you can kind of get an idea, but the lighting in this tech seems to be pretty good for what it is. But I'm going to experiment right now with doing a different post-processing volume for the interior. So like that means that, oh god, I'm going to have to mess with the fucking post-processing volumes, the brush, these brushes. I don't like working with brushes in this tech. Brushes are such a drag. Like if this was Radiant, I'd be able to just drag, 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 done. Drag, 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 done. Now I gotta like go into this mode. Alright. Make sure I'm in the right grid. Alright. I need this to actually encompass pretty much everywhere that's outside. Right? All outside playable space. And then I'm gonna mark it as bound. Of course. Oh yeah, that's another thing I need to do today. Oh man, I'm gonna be up late working on this because I gotta fucking put collision blocking volumes on all of this now. But that's not that bad because I'll be able to um yeah, I don't want things to be subconsciously hard to see. Even if it means going as far as kind of like adding a slight like highlight on the enemies or something like that, I would pursue that over like having enemies where you kind of have to squint to see them. I just don't think it's acceptable. Like to me, it would be a drawback of how fun it is. Like wow, look what happens when you go outside of a post-processing volume. Well, that's not marked as bound. All right, now I'm in it. Now I'm out of it. Holy shit! Look at the difference it made. Ugh. Ugh. Oh God. Ah. I can see. I'm blind. All right. Yeah. Uh. Not so much moody, but like where there's enough contrast and there's like you're not dependent on your flashlight, although you do have a flashlight in this game. I don't want it to be like and when I say a flashlight, I mean it's like a regular like shoulder flashlight, like it's always up no matter what gun you're using. But yeah, like I like being in a space where there's like, you know, there's a 4 imps up there, there's a chain gun guy over there, there's a fucking, you know, there's a couple pinky demons running at me in this direction, like, and I have to kind of like navigate the space and be able to like, okay, I kill one of the imps, I kill, you know, I take out one of the pinky demons, like where everything's just like positional awareness, and you have to have fast reads. You have to be able to kind of like hear them because they're going to be making sounds constantly, and whatever the imp sound makes, because I can't do that. But there has to be kind of like a moodiness to it. My take on that is like Brutal Doom 64. If you've played that, there's like actually just Doom 64 has like moody lighting, but it'll fucking toss like 8,000 bad guys at you, and it doesn't give a shit about your feelings. It doesn't care. Like you can complain all you want, but you know, it's not gonna like stop and like cry for you or anything like that. There's now like 5 imps like currently killing your face off, and you didn't really do anything about it. Maybe a Baron of Hell in a closed space. You know, your feelings are just irrelevant. Let's see. I think this was actually a really necessary thing to do. Although it's kind of annoying because I hate working with these brushes. It's not that bad. Honestly, it's not that bad. It could be a lot worse. I was playing through Brutal Doom 64 a while back, like a few months ago when it first came out. And like there is a point where it is definitely less like intense, but there's a certain point where you start getting to the hellish areas, and the the number of enemies ends up getting pretty close to exactly what Doom was already doing, but it was also extraordinarily moody. I love GZ Doom's lighting. I don't know, Killpixel, have you ever seen my Doom 2 level that I made recently that was designed for the GZ Doom engine? Man, like, that right there is like a perfect example, actually, of what I want. Let me see if I can open that up real quick. It's another thing I'm going to be opening. I keep getting distracted, but yeah, alright, here's Brutal Doom. Here's Doom. Map of 1 WAD. I think this is correct. Alright. Oh god, what were the keys again? Okay, you hold down space. What was creative or... Yeah, here we go. Nah, I guess I wouldn't describe this as... This is actually pretty bright. Whew, man, this feels different. Comparatively, this shit is bright as hell. Maybe I should be looking at my own shit. In game though, these areas aren't that bright. These areas feel pretty damn dark. Maybe GZ Doom makes it brighter? Ah. Thanks. I like No Rest for a Living too. That was a fun fucking project. I mean, it's kind of like why I'm doing this game. Even the areas out here that are supposed to be kind of dark end up being kind of bright. Everything's bright as fuck. What the hell? Maybe, yeah, maybe I need to be like just leaving the lighting alone. Even like, but here's the thing though. Like when people were actually playing this, like I remember it being too dark fairly often. Like this hallway right here, where you know you get this manky bus and shit. Like this was fucking brutal. You see, the thing is like, GZ Doom's lighting is also just really awesome ambient. There was no like, there's no like shadows, but like you get almost no limitations. I mean, I dropped, I don't even know how many lights. Like even in the final battle area, there's just like dynamic light, dynamic light, dynamic light. Fucking hell! Look at these imps. You know what? I'm gonna fucking make a battle. This sequence is fucked up. Like, if I make something like this in Unreal 4, I'm probably gonna crash it. Maybe. Yeah. Let me see. There was this one area over here that was a little bit darker. Yeah, this section here is kind of dark. Yeah, this by design, this section was supposed to be dark because I wanted you to be going up into something. Because when you're going up, it's mentally to the player, it's scarier. It's like they're above you and you're trying to get to them and they have all the advantage. This section is also pretty dark in game, but maybe I should just sit down and play again. Maybe I should play some more Doom mods. I don't know. With that said, let me get back to this. I'm doing something very, very tedious, and that is placing multiple post-processing volumes within a space. Alright, so this encompasses pretty much everywhere. There's going to be a blocking volume over the top of the map. You're never going to get over here. Yeah, and there's a... Alright, so this section out here is now officially exactly what I want. But when you're in here... Whoa. I had to adjust my eyeballs. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna make a copy of this post-processing volume. Yeah, I should like sit down and just like find some kind of cool water or something like that and just play through it. That's exactly what I want with this though. Like I want that degree of combat. I want that kind of visceral feel. It's not going to feel that way though. Like not 100%. It's gonna be different. There's no way around it. Because of the way the characters are models, and I probably will have to adhere to some kind of limitations because if you have 20 or 50 imps on screen in this, they're all gonna be like upping the poly count and shit. It's gonna be pretty brutal. Alright. Whispers of Satan, Hellbound are good. Alright, so what should I do with this? Post-processing volume. I have ambient lighting. Alright, let me make sure that I have this selected. Okay. I guess a lot of it was just ambient. I could turn the ambient down by cut it in half. Actually, let me... How does this look at 5? Damn, that's dark. I guess because I'm adjusting ambient cube map. Ambient occlusion is something else entirely. I could try a darker tint, but then that makes this look really weird. Like it's like I have to up the intensity of these lights by like a huge amount. Oh, that's a point light. Whoops. I need the spot intensity. Alright, so the intensity needs to be really high to work within this, like, extra dark setup. Has a lot more contrast than the interior. I wonder if I could really work with that. I don't know. Alright. Well, actually, I mean, it's not that bad. I could mess with that. The only way I'm going to be able to get back to this area, though, is by fighting my way. I don't have cheats yet. So, what I'll do is I'll copy this over to the new area. Oh god, why is the origin all the way over there? Pivot, set, center selection. And watch, it's still not center to selection. Let me see. Ah, clunky. Even Hammer has faster brushes than this, man. I'm not even a huge fan of Hammer's brushes. What's up, Megatron? Currently, I am working with the post-processing volumes and trying to have like an interior space that's different from the exterior. So like exterior uses this kind of lighting where it's a little bit more orangey, whereas interior is like more dark. And most of that setting is going on in here. Okay, so like basically I just turned down the tint to make it darker. Does that really count as being darker? Alright, I gotta turn down the tint, but I also have to turn down the change the color, right? Like more blue. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go too blue, but it's definitely bluer. That's definitely more moody than it was before. In fact, I might want to even move this wall, this light, so that it's closer to the wall. Oh. Was I not inside of the post-processing volume? Okay. Alright, that's maybe a little too moody. Let's see. Spot. What kind of personal project are you doing, Megaton? Yeah, it's a little dark now, right? Maybe try. Man, look how dark that gets. Yeah, it's just the impression of being dark. If I can get the impression of it being dark, then that accomplishes what it needs to. But also, too, this outside light has an orange tint to it. And I think I want the inside to be a different color. Whatever the default was. I think it was just like a blue sky. Yeah, it was just a day ambient. Whoa. Holy shit. I really am in fucking Intrude now. Alright. I'm thinking that maybe what I should do is set up a spotlight in this corner here. I'm spending way more time than probably usual, like working on this one spot, but I guess I'm also figuring out other things that I'm going to be doing in other maps as well. Now it's just like super blue. Yeah, I might have to. I'll check that out as soon as I'm done with the stream. Which I should probably call it pretty soon, actually. Intensity. Now I think it might be too blue down here. It's like orange, orange, blue. Yeah. Floor is pretty dark. It's pretty moody. Lots of lights. Alright, let me see if I can modify the first one. I'm not really sure. Like, this is one of those things where I just did it, but I'm not really sure. I'll probably have to tweak it a lot, or at least look at it how it looks in game. Daylight, and then that's really blue, and then I'm gonna like desaturate. These really like blown out values. I wonder what's gonna happen with these blown out values, if there's gonna be artifacts. Like looking at it from like when I'm outside and then I come inside, am I gonna see like, and now the ambience definitely needs to be brighter if these lights are gonna be this bright. Like, are you gonna like get suddenly blinded by a light? It's like 22,000. Like, if I'm out here and then I look inside here, am I gonna get blinded by the lights? Nah, it's a little too. You know what's weird is that, oh, yeah, the blue is coming from daylight. Alright. So that's much. Let's see how it looks to go a transition from. That's pretty. Oh, the light's just floating there. I need to fix that. Ooh, the frame rate. I'm just running too much shit at once. It's a little obvious that the lighting changes when you go inside and out. I wonder. It's pretty subtle. Well, if you know to look for it, it's gonna not be subtle. One thing though, after I make sure that this is something that I'm just gonna have to keep tweaking. This is something that's probably gonna be tweaked for the duration of the entire project, pretty much. Making sure that the interior spaces are lit like properly, or if I have the colors correct. That's probably just gonna be a nightmare to get right. Of course, a lot of it will probably just be determined by the combat. So like, I'm gonna reduce that intensity just a little bit. Alright. Just for good measure, I'm just gonna compile that. It's kind of funny to have like a stream with so few people watching it, but I still made like $7. That's the power of Steam it, man. Imagine if I was like I had 1,000 people watching me. Damn. Larger actor receives pre-shadow will cause an extreme performance hit unless set to false. What is this object? Oh, okay. See, what was that? False? Was it dynamic? I need to make that. That is the combat controller for the scripted battle sequence setup. In order for you to be able to like gain keys by beating these things, and it has a volume around it that becomes visible when you activate the battle, and is basically a giant red sphere, and that red sphere is set to take dynamic lighting. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that that's not happening. It's so this sphere here, was it dynamic? No. Effect no. There's like no reason for any of this to have lighting. This is here just for informing the player that if you go outside of those bounds, you will reset the fight and you won't be able to finish it. So like when you actually try to do the fight sequence, you'll have to be careful about that. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to get right. On that note, was it like 22,000 before these lights actually start making a difference? Jesus. A little too subtle. Alright. Same for you. I guess I just can't be afraid to like turn up the intensity on these lights. Otherwise they're just not going to be visible. Alright, let me take a look. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to do in the stream tonight is I'm going to fix the shotgun. I'm probably going to continue working on this even after the stream though, because I want to try and get a little bit more in place, because tomorrow I want to be focused on sound and music. Sound and effects. So like when I fire the shotgun, it's actually gonna, yeah, you'll actually see a muzzle flash. On that note, I'm just gonna go ahead and fix this right now. The player character, that flashlight, I think the spotlight needs its intensity turned up. Cause your over the shoulder flashlight was like barely even making a difference. Alright, there we go. Even that's still probably not enough. Alright. That takes you to the Forgotten Bulwark. This is... Alright. Okay, so I got everything here. I'm gonna go to the shotgun. Thanks. It's cool that I'm seeing people that I've seen commented before watching. So like basically all I needed to do with the shotgun is just simplify it a little bit. Like this, yeah, that alone probably almost solves the problem instantly. Like do you think I should increase the size a little bit, like bring it back? Hold on, let me see. That. Does it seem too big? I have to be kind of imagining that I'm going to be seeing it from this angle. I feel like this top part right here is a problem. It's like I should like just smooth this all off. There's no reason for this to be like this up here, and I think like just that helps this feel more like a shotgun. Maybe I could have kept some of it, like maybe just this back part. Oops. Yeah, just kind of paint this on here for the... So like... I don't know, maybe I could do... Doing like higher res versions of these isn't really going to be that crazy. It's just that I'll have to make it worth it, right? So like the detail that I add to the gun will have to be pretty significant. I already think that that makes a pretty damn big difference. I guess one of the other main things, though, is that I need to be thinking about like what the music, because I want music that is moody and atmospheric, like Doom 64, but I also want it to be able to break into like shit like this, like. Fucking Doom 2016, man. Like, the music just went perfect. So if I can have like the atmosphere, like when you're traversing through an area. Actually, I want to try this shotgun right now. Like, save as slot 3 shotgun. Replace it. Open this up. Now I have different dimensions for weapons. So, larger weapons get 0.025 on their scale. So like I'm going to import OBJ and I have to go to slot 3. It's not slot 3. Wait, I'm importing, right? Yeah. What the hell? Oh, export is going to be slot 3. So, okay, I'm importing this. Did I have to do anything else? No, I think the shotguns were just literally 0.25. 0.25. 0.25. Oh, pfft. Yeah. Ship it. That is a complete shotgun. Alright. And that doesn't look like I updated it. It's not the updated mesh. I must have did something different. Okay, so I exported this into export. You want to replace it? Yes. Alright, I am in export. Shotgun OBJ. A pump action double barrel. I think I did get to see that. Is that the what was it? Angry Joe? I don't know if you watch like lots of YouTube, but there's this guy, Angry Joe. He actually was firing that shotgun at a shooting range or something like that. It was like kind of weird. It was crazy shotgun, man. Is it called a D12? A DP12? My favorite is the A12. Fucking shit, man. Let's see. Okay, so the shotgun 0.025. 0.025. Yeah, okay, so that's the new mesh. I have a feeling that this is going to feel a lot more like a shotgun. Although there was one other bit of feedback that I did get that I haven't quite addressed, and that is the weapons being a little too far off to the side. I'm not really sure how to feel about that yet, though, because it's kind of intentional to have the weapons on the side. My goal is to kind of have like the sort of brutal Doom kind of feel to it, where the weapons are like, I don't know. I guess all the weapons are on the bottom of the screen. What am I thinking? Oh, Magical Voxel is badass. It's actually been really useful for what I need. Alright, so let's see how this shotgun looks. A little squished, maybe the top part. Maybe I need to just simplify. Oh no! The shotgun has collision. When I imported the shotgun. Alright, graphics, slot 3. Not the auto shotgun. Auto shotgun is probably gonna have to get touched up as well. Okay. Collision. Remove. I want collision on these things. No reason for a gun to have collision. I'm gonna say 30. 1, 2, 3. Pow. Fucking massive. Yeah, honestly, I probably need to simplify it even more so that it looks like a shotgun. Maybe. Yeah, let me take a look at this. Yeah, if the weapons are kind of like on the side a little bit, that's all fixable in the view model. So I have this like whole view model system set up that I just did like last weekend that allows me to kind of like place all the weapons differently depending on where I think they look best on the screen. So like a lot of the bigger guns are a little bit lower down sometimes to get a little bit higher up. The smaller guns get different kind of attention like that. Like there's also a possibility that I'm doing things kind of weird when it comes to like the shading of the shotgun. I'm kind of thinking having this like this kind of gives it a little bit more dimension or definition. Maybe I could have it kind of go like that. But now I'm kind of thinking maybe the shotgun needs to be a little bit positioned a little bit differently. So I'm going to export this. Alright. Delete. Import. OBJ. Find the shotgun. Import. I would try to put as much of the detail into shading. The low res is so close to make geometric detail require more care to look good. 0.025 0.025 0.025. I did it again. I mean that's unmistakably a shotgun at this point. Like I can't think of it as anything else other than a shotgun. Slot 3. No. Yeah, I got this export. All right, so I'm gonna export as an FBX shotgun. But it won't be a walnut stock. So you can sharp S-Smart. That's kind of my thing. The auto shotgun is like all polymer and like gray. I'll have to rework that shotgun as well though, but there's just something about that brown wood stock to a shotgun that doesn't belong at all in a futuristic military facility. but you know. Oh god, it's got collision again. Stop it, engine. That's probably my fault. Most stuff's my fault. When something goes wrong. It's just that the engine doesn't like warn you in a proper way. Alright, so now I gotta kinda like take this and move it up. Yeah. Alright, I gotta take the shotgun and like move it up just a tiny bit and a little bit closer to the center. Just a tiny bit. And I think, and maybe just a tiny bit outward. I don't know. Yeah, alright. How does it feel to fire it? I'm when I add the sounds and stuff like that, I'm gonna have it so all the guns have different kick on the screen, like modify things a little bit, because the assault rifle has the shotgun kick at the moment, and it feels too much. Like the assault rifle is like, oh god. Yeah, tiny bit to the left. I'm gonna. Alright, so I'm gonna go into the view model. View model base is there. I ended up doing like a hierarchy thing with the view model, and I probably did things all wrong. Like I shouldn't be doing it this way, but the thing is that this is just a really nice way to have it. So like I'm kind of breaking the rules a little bit, but I'm following a hierarchy system where you see there's 0, right? So what I want to do is I want to change the hip fire position of the shotgun so that it's up, forward, left. And that might have been way too much, but let's see what happens. Oh, it's a little too far up. It's kind of, yeah. Also, it's kind of comical if I move it a little bit too close, because now it's like, aim down sight. Don't aim down sight. Aim down sight. It's like almost the same exact position. Man, that feels like a little muzzle flash. Although I have a peeve when it comes to first-person shooters. Too many people fuck with this, and don't fuck with my crosshair. That's all I gotta say. Like, too many game developers, when they're making first-person shooters, they'll fucking get into my space. I don't care if it's a fucking muzzle flash. Don't put it in my crosshair. My crosshair needs to be as clear as day. Like, it needs to be like, just like fresh. There it is. That's as much as I want to see on the screen. That's where I'm looking right now. I don't want a gun in my crosshair. So I can't be that guy. I'm not gonna let it happen. I just can't. Alright. So I'm gonna move this. This needs to be down to the left. A little bit. Now I could probably modify hip fire. So the ADS position, aim down sight position. I got all my ideas from like how Call of Duty does its fucking view models. And I can't move it up. I'll have that right. Maybe a little bit. That's what this is like. The view model experience. Here you are. It'll never be perfect. Never. You can never get this right. It's impossible. You can try. Okay. I'm literally moving it 1 pixel at a time now. Unit, not pixel. Hmm. This is a hellish process. The aim down sight's already gonna encroach on the fucking crosshair with the muzzle flash. I'm thinking maybe back one. You think? Yeah, it's one of those things, man. I had the same problem. Like I remember I was fucking around with the view models in Call of Duty Black Ops, right? And they had like 20 million settings for the fucking view models. Like they took the fucking view models seriously, like way more seriously than probably should have. But the game Call of Duty kind of has like some of the best view model. Like the weapons always feel really tight, like, and how they move and all that shit. They're like all that stuff was editable, and I don't even know how. Like that was like this on steroids. I guess the most important thing though is, does it feel like a shotgun? Um, I remember having to go back and forth between one of their there was like a file system where you would modify, it was, I can't remember what it was called, but like you would modify the file and then you would run the game and you would look at it, and then you'd modify the file and you run exactly what I'm doing right now. You think the shotgun's too long? Hmm. I could shorten the barrel a tiny bit. I don't mind it being stubby. Like, just bring that in. Maybe 2. What do you think? Just bring that in 2. Going to like Magic of Voxel. Oh, yeah, kind of looks like a rifle. Hmm. I'm not really even sure if widening is a good idea. I think that I think ultimately the only way to better this situation is going to be to do the high res models, but I won't be able to focus on those right now. But it's actually fairly easy to do in Magic of Voxel. Basically, all I have to do is go to scale. I think 2x, right? I go in the tool, I click 2x, and that doubles the size of the mesh. No, the double barrel looks totally different. I actually don't have one on hand. I'd actually have to play the game for a little while to get one. Um, Usually get one in the first section of the dark base. The second, there's a shotgun loot bubble chilling there, and you usually get like a level 1 double barrel in that section. And it's pretty square, but I'm pretty happy with it. For some reason, it's kind of goofy because it's I can actually show it right here. it just it just has this like weird. It feels like it feels like you're holding a box of cereal and you're like, cornflakes, fucking Lucky Charms, you know, like just and the gun has a lot of front load damage. Like I got it to feel pretty close to the Doom 2 shotgun, but not quite. But like it's kind of like that. But like it's just like yeah, like the one that's gonna need work though is not the assault rifle needs work too. I don't think I could solve the assault rifle without making it higher res either. I think ultimately I'm just gonna have to like this is a light machine gun right here. But I don't know. I'm gonna turn off the music for now because I'm about ready to close down the stream for tonight. But I will be streaming more often, and KillPixel, I'll check out the video as soon as I end the stream. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call it a night for the stream right now, and I'll try and get more work done tonight as well, cause I gotta get a couple more things done, like the collision matches for all of the first area has to happen, and I need to just stay focused and just get that done. So I'm going to be streaming every day, but it's going to be during the day, like between 3 and 6 Eastern Standard Time, and it's just going to be a thing that I'm going to be doing pretty much from now on for a while. So yeah, later KillPixel. Thanks for the advice and everything like that. Thanks to everybody for joining. This is actually really fun. The only problem is I'm gonna fucking lose my voice. I intend to. I want to actually have a playable demo in the next couple of days. It's not gonna have sound. It's not gonna have effects, but you're gonna be able to play it with the guns and the level art. So I'll be able to assess whether or not there's going to be performance issues, because there's actually quite a bit of polygons going on right now and dynamic lighting. Yeah, how many people were on here? Does it even say? Is it possible for me to see how many people were here? Because I feel like I've been talking the whole time, like... There's 10 people watching on my first stream? Alright. Everybody, badass. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna be closing it down now. Take care, okay? And alright. Good times. Peace out.